Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And today we are going to do a color and chat. This is my very first color and chat, so we will have to see how it goes. And if it doesn't go well, well, then you will never know because I will never air it. So, hopefully I can keep myself talking without rambling on. And so, as I start to ramble, let me introduce you to the book I'll be coloring in. It's called Cute Pets and Animals Coloring Book, and it's by Drawtensil. Drawtensil was kind enough to send me this book for to use and to review, and I gladly accepted. I've seen a couple of people color pictures out of this, and I think it is just absolutely adorable. So first of all, let's do a flip through of it. This is his newest book. He does have a couple of other books out, and each one is quite different from the other one. So this is definitely a cutesy, kawaii coloring book for all ages, I would say. And the thing that draws me to it the most, besides it being cute, is the obvious mosaic backgrounds in them. I think those will just be a whole bunch of fun to color, and all sorts of different ways of coloring them in. So I've seen somebody do the panda bear. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet, so hopefully I will pick as we go through the book today. And as most Amazon published coloring books seem to have today, they're one-sided and the back of the page is black. That way, if you're using alcohol markers, the bleed through doesn't show through on the back. Not that that bothers me, because sometimes that looks nice. So I was thinking of doing the duck. I want to do one that has a lot of mosaic in it. I've seen this one done. John the Bibliophile Colorist, I believe is his name. The one who did it. They're all cute. I love the under the water ones. That one would be fun to do. But it doesn't have as much mosaic as I want in today. This one's adorable too. I love that. Could do the chick for spring. No. I've seen this one done. If I hadn't seen this one done, this is the one I would pick. But I want to do one today that I haven't seen done. This, I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a hamster. That's adorable. And there we go. These are the artist's other books. And then there's a blank page for testing out your pencils or markers on. And I think I am going to do that. Oh, there, it opened up right to it. Okay, so if you come to watch me color, do not expect any fancy any fancy coloring or any tutorials or learning how to do anything out of the ordinary. I am a straight colorer, and that's all I ever figure I will be. Now, I'm going to make a noise because I'm going to open up my can of pop. I get a dry mouth, so I definitely need to keep it moistened while I talk. I'm also going to be using my Ohuhu alcohol markers in here. This is my first time in breaking open this new set, and I have my swatch book here to help me pick colors. So why don't we start with this lily pad, or what are the flowers on lily pads called? Lily pad flowers? Okay, well, let's do it in pink. Let's get a couple of shades of pink. Okay, so my Ohuhus don't have a lot of pink. Oh, here they are. Let's see. Let's go in with 88. Okay, so I'm just starting to try and find my colors. So we will use a bright pink and a more maroonish pink, 85. Okay, so now these do not post. Ugh. Oh, why do they make pens and pencils that don't post? So what I figure I'm going to do is I will be doing some coloring in chats, and I will be doing some collage in chats. Since those are the two things that I pretty much actively do, well, I'm coloring more than I am collaging at the moment. See, I don't know if I can talk and color at the same time. This isn't going to be the neatest coloring. I guess I should bring you in. Not going to bring you in too close, because then you'll just be watching me go outside of the lines, but at least there you get a decent picture, and you don't need to be looking at that. And, oh my goodness, need to put in my backing sheet. Okay, I've been using a cutting board as my backing sheet lately. Yeah, okay, as I was saying, I can sit at my desk here for about half an hour. So that's about how long my color in chats will be. So obviously I'm not going to finish this picture. Now, what are you looking at? I'm going to have to, this is all new to me, so I'm going to have to figure out how to color without covering it up. And it's kind of hard to see when you're, okay, let's see, we want to be on the screen more like that. There. And, okay, so that looks, it's hard to color and look at the screen at the same time. Oh, the unforeseen consequences you come to when you actually start to film. Okay. So there. And this is 85. The Ohuhus have numbers on them, but they don't have names. I've been looking at them though, and the numbers and the colors are pretty much the same as my old Touch New set. Oh, it's so nice to be using fresh, juicy markers again. My old set, I seem to be running out of like 5 markers a day. I have had it for 3 years though, so it's done me well. So I do most of my coloring in bed because I can only sit at my desk for 20 minutes to half an hour before my back starts to hurt too much. So that's what we'll keep this to. Now, I'm not too sure what things to talk about because I don't have a very exciting life. I stay in the house most of the time. My trips outside usually involve a trip to the doctor's office. It snowed a tiny bit today, but I hear there's going to be a big snowstorm somewhere. Hopefully it's not here. Okay, so let's do the lily pads and dark greens. So let's go with well, a dark and a light anyways. Let's try 46 and 48. There's 46 and 48. $47, but where is 48? As I use these, they will all start getting placed together by color, even though I did sort them in the first place. I cannot find 48 for the life of me. It's gotta be green. Well, this is boring, isn't it? Watching me try and find a color. What does 55 look like? That's too dark. What was the other one I was seeing? 47. 46 and 47. Not enough difference. Well, there's 48. It looks practically yellow on the barrel. That's another thing with these and most of these Chinese, I don't need to be waving it in your face, Chinese markers, is that, oh, it's going to take me forever to stop trying to post it. Okay, so as I was saying, I don't think I was saying anything. So there is some good news where my health is concerned, is that I have a really hard time walking, and really the only thing I can do for exercise is to swim. But the swimming pool is in the next town or city. It's a city. Well, I live in a city, but it's not really like what you think of when you think of city. I live in a tourist town. And the part of the town where the locals live is more like a big town than a city. And so anyways, I have an all-in-one doctor. She's a practical nurse, and she treats my whole body. She does my physical my physical issues and my mental issues, and make sure that I'm in good health of body, mind, and spirit. And so anyways, she helped me fill out a form that we're going to request that I be given permission to use the handy bus to take to the next city to go to the pool. It's open for an hour every day for an adult swim, and that's when you get all the people with the mobility issues in there. And basically I'm just supposed to hang from a noodle and let my spine unravel, get all the, help straighten it up and get the kinks out of it that cause the pain that I'm constantly in. And so yeah, I really hope I get approved, because I like swimming, or, well, I don't know how to swim, but I love going to the pool. So it would be really nice if I was able to go, and I don't even care if I had to hang around a bit there, because I mean, it's a big, there's a library in the building, and I'm a big reader, so you just need to park me near a library, and you're good for the day, or I'm good for the day too. So I don't know how long it'll take for us to hear back on that, and of course it's not always a given that it's going to be good news, but keeping fingers crossed and saying prayers on that. So as I was saying, I live in a tourist town, Niagara Falls, and we moved here 14 years ago from out west, and we just love it. I think it's one of the best places on earth to live. It's so pretty, but once you get away from the tourist, there's like 2 streets which are like Touristville, and it's kind of like Canada's Las Vegas. You know, at nighttime it's all lit up with neon lights, and it's always busy there all year round. We have fireworks every weekend, and I live really close to the river, so I can hear them. I just don't know. See, I'm covering up. I can't put my hand like that. I am a page turner, so that's one thing that I am going to have to not do while I'm coloring, because I know it can get annoying. I suppose I should be using the bullet tip, but I'm just not a bullet. I mean, a chisel tip. I'm just not a chisel tip person. Well, let's give it a try. Now, I am off the page, so that's no good. I'm off the screen, I mean. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you're going to have to excuse all my mistakes, because this is very new to me. And there's a lot of things to pay attention to. Pretty much the same as when you're doing art on screen, though I'm not big on doing my art process on screen either. Well, I shouldn't say either. This is my first time doing this so it doesn't need or anything. And I think there's one left over here. Okay. Getting the hang of this. I have to keep looking up at the screen. And hey, look guys, I'm actually coloring with the bullet tip. Not the bullet tip, the chisel tip. So I want to welcome you to my channel. All my regular peeps, thank you for supporting me all this time. And to all my new subscribers, I've had a few. I've had a bunch of new subscribers actually over the last little while. And you've pushed me over 900 subscribers, which is really exciting. I've kind of always had in my head this thing that it would be the greatest thing to have 1,000 subscribers. I don't have any goals beyond that. I just think that 1,000 subscribers would be wonderful. Plus, that's when you get all your perks on YouTube. You're allowed to do everything. Now, some of these circles weren't even. Or maybe it was just this one. Okay, so, okay, I think if I'm here, you can see everything. Have you colored out of this book? Do you plan on buying it? The thing I like about this one is it's a good all ages one, and it's a little bit, so I never know which words to use, whether to say intricate or detailed. I mean, it's definitely not intricate, so I guess we'll say it's a little bit detailed. There's little tiny spots to get into, and you know, lots of them, but it's not so much that it gives you a headache. I color purely for stress release. I'm not trying to learn a new skill. I think, I don't know who said it, but I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I have a zillion different types of hobbies, and some of them I have done to a degree that I guess I call myself a master, like knitting. I've been knitting for 45 years, and you know, I mean, I pretty much know my way around needles, knitting needles. And my main art endeavor has been mixed media, altered art, collage, all those paper arts put together. I hope I'm not covering up what I'm doing. And that's what I've focused on a lot on this channel. This channel also does a lot of hauls and unboxings of various types of items. That's how I started out. But now pretty much my unboxings and hauls are only of crafty related stuff, of which I count coloring books and supplies. I just put up a little while ago a haul where I showed myself receiving this book. Drawtensil also sent me his what is it called? Beautiful Horror Coloring Book, which I like. I have a collection of horror coloring books. I like that kind of thing. I kind of collect creepy stuff. My sister sent me a link the other day to a serial killer coloring book. And, I mean, I have a lot of serial killer things. I have a fascination with them. You know, the psychology of the whole thing. But, yeah, so I do have some serial killer stuff. But the thought of coloring in a serial killer coloring book, I said to her, I said, that's going over the line even for me. I would not be relaxed coloring in that type of material. I would put it in my cabinet of curiosities, though, where I do house that type of material. I don't have a china cabinet. I have turned it into a cabinet of curiosities, and I only keep things that I find strange and wonderful in there. Now, this is looking nice. I like this. So not much happened today. It was just, you know, my usual day of kicking back in bed, watching my shows, coloring, reading. I'm a big reader. I've been a book blogger since 2005, but I'm not really doing that full force anymore, though I am getting back into it. Last year, 2018, was a horrible year for us. I had two family deaths, and it really knocked me for a loop. And I basically didn't read. My dad died in February, but I was out in Calgary in January because, you know, we knew it was coming. He'd been ill. He had Parkinson's disease for about 3 years before he passed away from complications from it. And so then, just as, you know, things are kind of getting back to normal, our very close, near and dear family friend, my husband's best friend, passed away suddenly. He'd been ill and getting iller and iller as time went on, but we really weren't aware of how serious it was. He kind of kept that away from us. Anyways, his kidneys went in the end. And that was in June, and yeah, so it was a miserable year, and I just could not read, couldn't pick up a book. I think that one's going to look nicer with the light. No, maybe not, since that one's light. Okay, can you see? Yeah, okay. So, if you are a color tuber and you have some hints for me on how to do this, I would appreciate it. I don't want to get right down into the coloring because it's not like you need to watch me do a technique or anything. My technique is staying between the lines most of the time. So there's always a time when you don't want to stay in the lines. I colored like that for a bit when I was a kid. I only colored outside of the picture. You know, you would get a picture of a doll or a fire truck, or, you know, just one big picture on your page when you're a kid. And I would color around the outside of it. And it drove my mom nuts. She'd be like, why are you doing that? And I don't know, that's just what I want it to do. I didn't want to color in lines, I want to color outside lines. Okay, so we went for 20 minutes and that's gone by pretty fast. My back is just twinging a little bit. We'll be okay for 30 minutes here. Okay, so where are my greens mostly? Start collecting greens over there. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the water. So let's pick a couple of watery colors. But don't... Yeah, I think we'll stick with 2. Okay, well, let's go with 66 and let's see, put a little bit more light on it there. It's not that late at night, but it is dark nighttime here. Okay, so what colors am I going to use for water? Well, I might as well show you what I'm looking at. The cerulean blue is my all-time favorite color. I'm always careful of not using that up. This looks like a watercolor, so let's get 65 out. Where's there 64, 63, 65. Okay, so that one, and maybe 67. Where is 67? There it is. Okay, so let's try. Oh, I am going to post these things forever. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing the top a bit, so we need to pull it down. Yeah. There we go. Okay, whoops. I don't need the big chisel tip for that. So yeah, as I was saying, I color purely for relaxation and stress relief. I have, I might as well just let it all out. There's no sense beating around the bush. Let's be real here. I am bipolar, and my mind is always on. And when I'm coloring, it helps to actually turn my brain off, which does not happen very often. So I need to find things to color that just get me into the groove, and that I can, well, I usually like to do something else while I'm coloring, so that would be watching my shows on the internet. I watch a lot of British drama at the moment. I go through periods of certain types of show. I just came off of about a 6-month, oh maybe even a whole entire year bender of watching absolutely nothing but true crime shows. You know, all that stuff on ID and CI. But right now I just can't seem to pay attention to it, and I'm into British police procedurals, I believe it's called. I just binge watched Vera. I haven't watched the last season because I don't want to know that there's no Vera left. I'm sure there's going to be another season. It hasn't said it's ended or anything, but I just I want to know that last season, season 9, is there for me to watch whenever I want a comfy, cozy, familiar watch. of something. So now I am actually binge watching quite an old show called Nutrix, which I love. I think there's one more row here. And that, no, that's going around that. But this one isn't. That's a dark blue. Okay. Okay, so we're at 27 on, oh, I'm still trying to post it. Wrong one. At least they're interchangeable. You can take it off one end and put it on the other end. So yeah, we're at 27 minutes here, so I'm going to finish off this top layer of water. And then that will be it. So I think what I would like to do is, I don't want to just keep doing this same picture because it would drive me nuts setting this aside and not being able to work on it until I want it to be on screen again, which I can only do in around 30-minute intervals. So I think every time I do a color and chat, I will start a new picture, and then you will see it finished in my month end. Great thing about coloring, and I've become so addicted to it right now, is that it's a hobby that there's always something different. You know, I mean, you can go from coloring, well, just these two books here by Drawtensil. I can go from coloring cutesy little baby animals to coloring pictures of people, gory people with blood in the horror book. So there's something for every mood. You can color. I get children's books too because they're simple. I mean, there's a lot of adult coloring books which to me appear stress inducing rather than stress relieving. So, I hope that you enjoy your stay here with me and that you will come back next time. I have some more hauls and flip-throughs coming up. When I do get out my collage stuff, junk journaling things, I'm going to try and do half-hour sessions of that online, or not online, but on camera as well. So, yeah, I've got lots of things planned, and yeah, so it's looking really nice. I love this. Let's just zoom out a teensy bit so that we can see the, whoops, I always go the wrong way. So I can see the whole thing. I can do this without, there we go, without knocking the camera off. There we go. Let's take this out. That's really pretty. So I will be taking this to bed with me tonight and working on it, and I don't imagine it's going to take me too long, but I really, really like it. And the book, again, is Cute Pets and Animals Coloring Book by Drawtensil, and I thank you, Drawtensil, for sending it to me, and for anybody who's interested in purchasing this, the link will be down below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so any purchase you make through my link will give me a penny or two towards supporting my channel. And in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye!